All right, guys, I need a new intro, something that pops, like "Welcome to the Thunderdome" or something like that. I need something catchy. I'm on my way to getting 50,000 subscribers, hopefully by the end of the year. Um, but we'll go more into that later. So, like I said, by the end of the year, I'm hoping to have 50,000 subscribers. So I need something that pops. Yeah, maybe I'll just supposed to do "Welcome to the Thunderdome." That's pretty cool. All right. This week was a lighter haul for me. My pull list had a pretty decent amount of books in it, so that's for last week's books this week. And at the end of the video, I'll have a new segment. I'm gonna call it "What You Read in PZ." Basically, I'm just gonna talk about one or two issues that I'm reading. Usually two from the tomb. It's the story behind the books. I really don't go too much into detail. So speaking of two from the tomb, let's start off with some 1980s goodness, all the way to, I think it was, when did this come out? Yeah, late 90s. Talking about Punisher Volume 2. It's a 104 issue run. It was one of the series that got me started on collecting comics back in the day. Uh, I used to collect my three big titles were always, well, four big titles was Batman Detective, G.I. Joe, and The Punisher. So those were always mainstays on my pull list back in the day. I'm sure the first one is probably my favorite Punisher cover. And it's Punisher issue number 6. It's a Mike Mignola cover. I wouldn't get this till years later, because back in the day, those of us that are older enough to remember, like that in 1990, 91, these books were insanely priced. I'm talking, $20, $30 trying to get some of these books, especially the early Punisher issues. Um, I just remember like going in there, like these would be like considered the wall books of their day. You'd always have like Punisher number 1, number 2. Yeah, it was easy, like $50, $40 for each of them. I mean, it was just nuts. So I went and get this, and I ended up finding it like 20 years later in a dollar bin. But it was always one of my favorite covers. I tried trading off my buddies at school and stuff like that, but it was just always a pain in the ass to get for me. And no, I've had it for a while. uh, but when I was completing that run back in, I think I finished it in 2013, I believe. The biggest pain in the ass issue for me to get was this issue. It was issue 102. Great Frank Turin bullseye cover there. But yeah, if you're gonna try to put this run together, this is probably one of the bigger. 103 and 104 are pretty tough to get to, but this was just a pain in the ass because everybody, this is a pretty cool, damn cool cover. So, but yeah, it just reminded me of the just completing, And there's not too many runs I can complete. I have like every single issue, and this was one of my first runs that I wanted to complete. So, yep, I have all 104 issues. I'll probably be talking a little bit more about the Punisher in these next couple of vids because I'm going through that box right now, just reminiscing about those times. Let's see here. Let's start off with this one. So, if you've been watching my videos the last couple months, I picked up Phantom Lady from Verada Comics. I ended up finding another copy. So I've been doing sort of a deep dive on Matt Baker, and I just so happened to come across this for $4. It's the Golden Age Greats. So just reading about this guy, just his artwork. If you look at he's not the creator of the Phantom Lady from the Golden Age, but he was the one that gave this the look now that we all know and love today. Um, and just reading about because the thing that's cool about this is unfortunately it's all in black and white, but gives you a rundown, but it also gives you a little bit of a story about how let's see if I can show you. It talks about his good girl art style, which is still popular today. But yeah, I was like doing a deep dive on it because after I read these two, I was like just wanted to learn more about it. So I'm basically doing a deep dive. I'm hoping I can find a bigger collection, but of like all the Phantom Ladies of the Phantom Lady issues, and you talk all tops comics and stuff like that. This stuff was from the 1940s, and I did some pricing on eBay, of course, like everybody else does. Yeah, maybe I'll try to like buy an issue. You're not touching anything for under a couple $1,000s of any of this stuff. But yeah, it's crazy how this stuff's been around forever, of course, and I'm circling back now a little bit, finding reading more about this cat. That if you look on the Wikipedia page, you'll see like the original Phantom Lady. It looks nothing like what this looks like now, and you can just say that was just a game changer back then, I'd say. Hoping to get a little bit more research done on it, then I can do like maybe a proper video, but just showing you as I'm going through. The dude had an interesting life too back then, but yeah, you can see like some of this stuff wouldn't fly nowadays, of course. But yeah, for $4, I thought it was a pretty decent pickup. There was a couple other ones in there, but I didn't really care to have any of them right at that moment. I guess this came in like, well, it was originally $10, so, but there's no UPC or anything like that. And this is from 1990. Let's see, 94. Yeah, this is I believe the second volume. But yeah, it was really fun going down this. I'm not nowhere close to being finished with it, of course, but fun just going down that rabbit hole with artists from the past. So if you want to, do some reading, I mean, there's a Wikipedia, you can look up on that and stuff. But I'm like the kind of person that wants to see the stuff for himself. I don't want to, just read on Wikipedia, look on digital, read PDFs or whatever the hell they call. Well, I don't know what a JPEG is. A couple weeks ago, I was talking about this book. It's really interesting. If you saw my 2 from the Tomb, I believe it was maybe 4 or 5 comic book videos ago. I was talking about Detective Comics. I believe it's issue 618. I think it was the one with the Batman and just a skull with the cowl on. And I was talking about how I traded my friend Turtles book for that book back in the day because I knew he was a huge Turtles fan. And it just so happened I was in the shop and it was for a pretty decent price. So I ended up picking this one up. This is the book I traded for that. So I ended up getting it back. So I put out put out that karma back. And I put that out there, and then all of a sudden this fell right back into my lap after all these years. I put it in Mylar, of course. Just the good memories of this book. Like I said, I was never the hugest Turtles fan, but I did enjoy like some of the cartoonier stuff that they had from the Archie Adventures one. I had a couple of the trade paperbacks from back then for the, I guess it's volume 1 when Eastman and Laird both were first starting to do their turtle books, but yeah, this will always just have us just special place in my cold heart. But yeah, just happy to have this back in my collection after, God, man, it's 1991, but 30 years later. And it just so happened it was right there. I think I paid 30 for this. Yeah, I paid $30 for it. I couldn't pass it up because I don't ever really see this book, and I'm not sure how much it goes for or anything like that. But I thought 30 was a decent price. Like I didn't look it up in the price guide or anything. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, man, I gotta have this. So that was my haul. Those two books for the week. Uh, Hoping to have some bigger books, or some bigger books, some more books next couple weeks. But I think there's a sale coming up. Then as soon as May hits, there starts to happen. Starts to be a few more shows that I'll be hitting up. So I'll definitely be having some decent haulage. So we're on to last week's books this week. First up, we'll start off with this one. If you haven't read this yet, if you don't want to talk about spoilers or anything like that, you can probably fast forward to this. I'm just gonna show the last page. So if you want to hang for a couple minutes, I'll try to be like, okay, here comes the spoiler. So Spider-Punk issue number 1. I picked up 2 issues. This artist is actually coming to, goes by the name Wolf. I forget what Maria Wolf. That's it. She's coming to Pittsburgh for the Three Rivers Con, so I figure I might just get that signed. But Spider-Punk, I just took a risk on it. I heard the spoiler alert, so I knew what I was buying this book for. Normally, I would just passed on it. So, Spider-Punk, I read it. It's about as punk rock as maybe like. It's about as punk rock as Good Charlotte playing at Disneyland, sponsored by Visa, Budweiser, and Amazon, and GoDaddy.com. It is what it is. You know, just picture, Good Charlotte, lifestyles, the rich and the famous, with Mickey and Goofy and Donald Duck skating around in front of them. Like, that's how much punk rock this is, okay? But having said all that, this is coming from a guy who has 2.5 kids, drives the speed limit in the left-hand lane, and bought his kid a Happy Meal last week. So take what I say about punk rock with a grain of salt. This may be the most punk thing you've ever seen. But having said that, after we got all through that, it is what it is. It's a modern Marvel book. You're gonna get every freaking cliche in here. You know that was coming. So somehow, I guess Kraven's a Nazi now. I'm not really familiar, but this is the reason why I bought it. So you can see the Misfits lyrics there, and got the Taskmaster as with the devil lock. So I'm definitely in for issue 2. I saw the cover. I think it's on the back here, actually. Yeah. I mean, that looks pretty cool. So definitely be on it. This is obviously made for, I don't know what audience this is made for, actually, but I picked it up for just like I said, the final page, because I was, I'm a huge Misfits fan, so I definitely had to pick that up. Would I recommend it? Sure, why not? But yeah, they had like a bunch of covers. The store I went to, he wanted to sell me like a 1 in 25 variants. I really don't do those kind of ratio variants. Like if they have like standard variants, I'll buy like something that's cool. Like I thought that was pretty cool looking, and it just so happens this artist is coming to town, or is going to be at a show in town, I should say. But definitely, it might be worth picking up, especially if you're a Misfits fan. But if you're expecting, you know, I don't know what the hell you're looking for, but let's see what else we got here. If you're expecting Alan Moore, Watchmen, you're not going to get it. Speaking of Marvel, got Moon Knight issue number 10. I'm probably jumping off on issue 12. Like it, but it's just as usual with most Marvel titles. I find with especially modern Marvel, eventually it starts off really good. They just like for some reason it gets stuck in neutral for like 20 issues. I don't know what the story is with that, but you can tell it's just starting like as I'm reading through it. The artwork's still pretty cool in it, I'd say, but it's time for me to move on. It's not you, Moon Knight, it's me. Batman 122. Starting to finally get its feet again underneath it. So hopefully, I think with the next couple issues, Williams is going to really take off on this title. But I've enjoyed it, like I said. Of course, Deathstroke's in it. It's going to be cool. Scorched got the connecting cover this time, McFarlane. So I think we got two, so we got two more of these at least. I think 5 and 6 are also going to have that connecting cover from X-Men number 1. Still enjoying this one. But like I said, I may eventually, but for $2.99, you really can't pass it up. I mean, there's no reason why you shouldn't be buying these books. Plus, I think it sends a message to the big two. Got the facsimile of Amazing Spider-Man 238. It's one excuse me, one book I'd like to get the original for. I do collect Amazing Spider-Man when I find them dirt cheap, which is becoming really hard now. But yeah, with these facsimiles, some of these you just can't go wrong, especially with the first appearances. If I'm collecting like Amazing Spider-Man, no, I really don't have to get that issue right away. I mean, it'd be nice if I could, but it's not something I need right away, and it eventually just come out into the come across sometime in like maybe half off sale or something like that. So, Red Room, Trigger Warnings number 2. Meet the Pumpkins. As always, Ed Piscor's killing it, literally. This is just another good story, standalone story. So if you don't, love the orange cover too. So there's another variant that I want of this. I actually want both two of the variants. The Charlie Brown one, I gotta find that one. Hopefully I can find it at a reasonable price. I think it's the 1 in 5 variant. That one shouldn't be too hard. I think they still have it on mycomicshop.com. So probably gonna try to find some of the variants for this one. And last but not least, I feel like this is coming out every week now, or either that or I'm just slowly but surely trying to sorry, I had a caller. So yeah, like I said, with this this book, it seems like it's coming out every other week for me. I'm not sure if that's what it is, or if they just got delayed, or what happened. So, but yeah, I really like this. It's so out there, man. Yeah, so if you get a chance to pick it up, definitely try to give it a flip through with your shop. See if what you think. So now on to what you read in PZ. Basically, I'm gonna try to do this segment. Maybe not the next couple of weeks, but I'd like to get a couple of these pre-recorded and just put them at the end of my video. I'm not going to talk about with this segment.
I'm not going to go on about, Spider-Man kicking somebody's butt or anything
like that. I don't do reviews like that. I'm not any good at it. I'm sure there's like other channels that you could watch. But what we'll do talk about is like the story, how it progresses, if I recommend it or not. So first up, I'm going to talk about the books that McKinley Richards contest he had a couple weeks ago that I won. Figured I'd talk about these books. I got sent Carriers 2 and 3. These are 2 issues of a 5-issue run. I tried looking for issue 1 at my shop. They didn't have it. They didn't have any of these issues actually. I tried to see what they had. So basically, I'll eventually find them. But McKinley won in my opinion of the book. I actually enjoyed it a lot. Just jumping into issue number 2. You can see where our 4 carriers are there. They always seem to go with 4. Just like with the turtle book, But yeah, basically jumping in right into the middle of here, I understood pretty much what it's about. First I was like, where are all the people at? Did something happen? I tried looking up here with the, going back to this whole thing, like saying, okay, what's going on here? So I'm like, okay, something must have happened. So now we got these pirate seagulls attacking the Hudson Bay there. But what I liked about this was a decent. These 2 issues were pretty decent because there's a lot of action in it. I find like a lot of the modern books, there's a lot of chit chat going on, smirkiness. This was just like good old fashioned action with some, some decent lines in it. This is the kind of book I think they should be aiming for towards kids. I mean, this is something I would have, if I was like 10, 11, 12, this would be like really awesome. Like, it's awesome to me right now, but I mean, if I'm opening up this or if I'm, compared to this, if you tell a kid, hey, go read that Amazing Spider-Man run, yeah, it's great and all, but yeah, this was not planned or anything. Like I didn't flip to the page, and like I said, here we go. Just a bunch of chit chatting going on. This was all action, so props to that, most definitely. And they're doing some world building here. I'm not, like I said, I don't know anything about this other than these 2 issues. So I'm not sure if there was from a previous, there was another storyline before this one came out or anything, or if this is just brand new. Because it seems like they're doing some world building here too, which I always enjoy. I'm one of the people that like jumping in on the beginning. So